What if I told you the call you've been waiting for is the same call that can destroy your identity? Think about this carefully. You are expecting something important, a government update, a new card, something official, and then your phone rings. My name is Edward. I am a cybersecurity specialist, and today I'm going to show you a scam that is fooling even careful people in 2026. Let me tell you a real situation. A man named Robert, 72 years old, retired, careful with money, aware of scams, not careless at all. Recently, he heard news that new Medicare cards were being issued because of data breaches, because of security updates. So when his phone rang one afternoon and the caller said, "Sir, I'm calling about your new Medicare card," he didn't feel suspicious, he felt prepared. And that is exactly where the danger begins. Now listen carefully, because this is the shocking truth. Scammers are not creating fake stories anymore. They are using real news and twisting it. Yes, Medicare did send out new cards to some people. Yes, there were real data breaches, and scammers are using that information to make their calls believable. Now imagine this call. The voice is calm, clear, professional, no accent, no hesitation. Sounds like a real government officer. Because in many cases, it is not even a real human voice. It is AI. Voice cloning, just a few seconds of audio, and they create a perfect voice. Now Robert hears this voice, and it feels real, trustworthy, official. The caller says, "Your current Medicare card will expire soon. We are issuing a new secure plastic card with a chip." Now pause. That one sentence is the trap, because here is the truth. Medicare cards are still paper. There is no chip. There is no plastic upgrade. But the scam sounds logical. It sounds modern. It sounds secure. And that is why people believe it. Now the next step begins. Verification. The caller says, "We just need to confirm your details." They ask for your Medicare number, your Social Security number, sometimes even your bank details. And here comes the dangerous part. They may ask for a small fee, $2, $3, for shipping, for processing. It's a small amount. You don't suspect anything. But that is not the goal. The goal is your information. Now, once they have your details, something much bigger happens. They don't just take money. They steal your identity, medical identity. They use your information to bill for fake treatments, wheelchairs, back braces, surgeries that never happened. And before you even realize your benefits are used, exhausted, gone. Now imagine needing real medical help and finding out your records are already filled with false claims. That is the real damage. Now let me ask you something honestly. If someone called you about a government update, would you trust them? If yes, write in the comments. I will verify first, because this one habit can protect your identity. Now listen carefully, because these are the warning signs. First, any mention of a fee. Medicare cards are free, always. Second, unsolicited calls. Medicare does not call you randomly. They only respond if you contact them first. Third, threats. Your benefits will be canceled. Act immediately. This is not how real systems work. Fourth, the chip card. If you hear plastic card, metal card, secure chip, it is a scam, 100%. Now imagine Robert again. He hears all this, but this time he pauses. He doesn't react. He hangs up, and instead he calls the official Medicare number. And in that moment, he saves himself. That one decision changes everything. Now here comes the most important lesson. Scammers don't succeed because they are smart. They succeed because they sound real. And when something sounds real, you stop questioning. But from today, I want you to do something different. Whenever you receive a call like this, pause, hang up, call the official number yourself. Never trust the caller ID, because even that can be faked. Now, I want you to make a promise. Write in the comments, "I will not trust unknown calls," because your awareness protects you. Now remember this always. Not every official voice is real. Not every urgent call is true. Not every update is genuine. If something feels important, verify it, because your safety depends on your response. Not on the message, not on the caller, not on how real something sounds. It depends on what you do next. That one moment, after you hear the words, after you feel the fear, after you sense the urgency, that moment decides everything. Now imagine this clearly. You receive the call. They sound confident. They sound official. They mention your details. Your heart beats faster. Your mind starts racing. And right there, you have two choices: react or think. If you react, you follow their path. If you think, you create your own. And that difference is everything. Now, let me tell you something very important. Scammers are trained. They know how to speak. They know how to sound calm. They know how to build trust. But they also know something else. Most people don't pause. Most people react. And that is why these scams work. But the moment you become different, the moment you pause, you break their system. Now imagine yourself again in that situation. The phone rings, you answer, you hear the message. But this time, you do something powerful. You say nothing, you hang up, you verify. And just like that, you stay safe. That is control. Now let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever reacted quickly and later regretted it? If yes, write in the comments. I will pause before I act. Because that one habit can protect you again and again. Now listen carefully, because this is something you should remember for life. Urgency is the enemy of safety. Calm thinking is the foundation of protection. If someone is pushing you to act fast, slow down. If someone is creating fear, step back. If something feels too important to ignore, it is important enough to verify. Now think about your life, your health, your savings, your identity. All of it can be protected by one simple decision. Pause. Because in that pause, you regain control. In that pause, you remove confusion. In that pause, you see clearly. And when you see clearly, you act wisely. Now remember this always. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know everything. You just need to control your response. Because your response is your shield. It stands between you and the trap. It decides whether fear controls you or you control the situation. Now think about this. A scam message has no power on its own. A scam call has no strength by itself. It only becomes dangerous when you react without thinking. That is why your response is everything. Not what they say, not how they say it, not how real it sounds, but how you respond. This is Edward, cybersecurity specialist, and I want you to stay aware, stay calm, and stay in control. Stay alert, and always think before you trust.